Baptist preacher who revealed a secret he had kept for 20 years. The Reverend Jimmy Tarrant was addicted to pornography. Even as he served his church, he was spending hours and hours on porn sites, couldn't stop, couldn't pray it away. Science tells us porn can work anyone's brain like heroin, flooding it with the same feel-good chemicals narcotics give. Tonight, the rest of the Jimmy Tarrant story, one of obsession, freedom, and grace.
So 1 Corinthians chapter 12, beginning with verse 12. It says,
Many a Sunday, the Reverend Jimmy Tarrant would preach about Holy Spirit, having spent much of Saturday night in a web of the flesh.
knowing your own depth of depravity is hard to even express in words.
His book, Solitary Confinement, reveals his many hours of addiction, his recovery, and some unexpected forgiveness.
There can be freedom no matter what the struggle, no matter what a person's going through.
I was very, very, very angry, very upset with him.
His wife Connie forgave him anyway, says his admission and recovery renewed their marriage, expanded their ministry.
It made me realize, as far as myself, what he really needed. Understand what a man really goes through, understanding what they really need, that I didn't understand.
But the pastor and father of two says he didn't fully understand forgiveness
When God saves us, He doesn't just put us on the team. He gives us something to do.
or the power of faith until he told his porn secrets to some of the longest-serving women of his church.
And I stood before them and shared not just about the issue of pornography, but I shared my personal testimony of my own struggles. It was one of the most moving moments of my life. Those ladies embraced what they heard that night.
He says embracing willpower left him powerless. It didn't work. For the Reverend Tarrant, beating the addiction, as with Alcoholics Anonymous, was about surrendering to higher power.
Recovery focuses on what I can do. Transformation and healing focuses on what God has done.
It doesn't matter if it's drug addiction, alcoholism, gambling, eating disorders. If praying it away would work for addiction, everyone would be involved in a religious institution and we would have no addiction.
Psychotherapist Leslie Hull Kimball believes it takes a change of heart and mind, the faith turning the pastor away and allowing pornography's addicting flood of brain chemicals finally to recede.
And I find a lot of people, they wait for God to save them from this instead of understanding God's given them the tools to be able to do the work, and God will be there with you and it will be unconditional, but that you can't pray it away.
One of the reasons it took me so long to come out of my addiction was for a long time I quit defining myself as who I was in Christ.
The more Pastor Tarrant talks about that, the more he hears men of faith confess the same web of secrets.
That he was a good man down deep in his heart who was struggling with a problem.
And finds forgiveness in the end of denial got summed up well by one of those ladies of his Baptist flock.
She said, "I've always been proud of you, but I'm never more proud of you than I am right now and what you're doing to address this issue."
Pastor Jimmy Tarrant points to multiple sources indicating as many as half of all ministers struggle in some way with pornography. Research has found the most popular day of the week for viewing it is Sunday. If you're struggling, there's help out there. We've compiled resources, in fact. Just check out the headlines section of WYFF4.com, and we invite you to join the conversation on Facebook.